Hello everyone, welcome to Ani's blog. This is Gunasundari Natarajan. By profession, I am a science and chemistry tutor, and I'm happy to share both the cooking and educational tips in my blog. Hope it will be useful to you. Let's quickly move on to today's video about Class 8 Science CBSE, and the chapter is Crop Production and Management. And this is a quick revision notes of part 1 video. Let's move on to the today's video. What is the need of food? The energy from food is utilized by organisms for carrying out their various body functions such as digestion, respiration and excretion. So for these things the food is necessary for us. And you know that plants makes their own food by the process called photosynthesis. It is carried out with the help of sunlight and water. This is called photosynthesis. And animals and humans cannot make their own food, and it depends upon plants and animals to make the food. And hence food has to be produced on a large scale. Regular production, proper management and distribution is needed for the food, and hence we require agricultural practices. And what do you mean by agriculture? Why it is needed? So it requires cultivating the land and produces rice, wheat, corn, maize and also other food crops is necessary for us. So this is called agriculture. And what do you mean by the crops? Of course, this lesson is full of crops management. So what is the definition for crops? So plants of the same kind are cultivated at one place on a large scale. It is called the crops. And generally there are two kinds of crops. That is the one which is grown in the rainy season are called kharif crops. So the kharif crops are the one which is sown in the rainy season and harvested in October. Rice, maize, cotton, groundnut are example for kharif crops. And next one is the rabi crops, and it is grown in the winter season. So this is grown in winter season and harvested in April month. Wheat, barley, pea and gram are example for rabi crops. Beside these, pulses and vegetables are also grown during summer at many places. And next comes the agricultural practices. So what do you mean by this agricultural practices? So the cultivation of crops involves several activities undertaken by farmers over a period of time. And you may find these activities are similar to those carried out by a gardener or even by you when you grow ornamental plants in your house. So these activities are referred as agricultural practices. And there are so many agricultural practices which are listed below. The first one is the preparation of soil, and next is the sowing. Third one is the adding manure and fertilizers, then irrigation, protection from weeds, harvesting and storage. So these are all some of the agricultural practices. The first one is the preparation of soil. So how the soil has to be prepared before the crop is grown. So soil is prepared by means of ploughing and leavening. It ensures that all the nutrients are available to plants to grow. So the other name of ploughing is called tilling. Yes. So ploughing and leveling are the two methods of preparation of soil. So tilling or ploughing. So here we should add a manure to the soil before tilling. which helps in mixing of manure with the soil. So what is a manure? So manures are the organic substances obtained from the decomposition or degradation of plants and animal waste, and with this can be seen in the later part of the chapter about the manure. And why we have to do this manuring? Because continuous growing of crops makes the soil poor in the nutrients, and hence we should do the manuring process to replenish the soil with nutrients. And next comes the agricultural implements. The first one is the plough. This is being used since ancient times for tilling the soil, adding fertilizers to the crops. And this is made up of wood. You can see in the picture, this is made up of a wood, and it is drawn by a pair of bulls. It is drawn by a pair of bulls or other animals like horses or camels, and it contains a strong triangular iron strip. This part you can see a strong triangular iron strip that is called the plowshare. The main part of the plough is a long log of wood which is called the plough shaft, and there is a handle at one end of the shaft. The other end is attached to a beam which is placed on the bulls. And one pair of bulls and a man can easily operate this plough. And this indigenous wooden plough is increasingly being replaced by iron ploughs. So instead of this wooden plough, nowadays we are using the iron plough. And next is the hoe. It is a simple tool which is used for removing weeds and for loosening the soil, and it has a long rod. You can see in the picture it has a long rod of wood or iron. So this may be wood or it may be made of iron. A strong, broad and bent plate of iron is fixed to one of its ends and works like a blade. This one is worked like a blade, and it's also pulled by animals. So this is how the how looks. And next one is the cultivator. It's done by a tractor. Can you see the tractor, red color? Tractor driven cultivator. Yes. And it saves the labor and time. So next one is the leveling. So far we have seen about the ploughing or tilling. So once this process is over, leveling has to be done. So this is for beneficial for sowing. So before sowing we have to do the leveling. Here you can see the leveler. So this is called this yellow color is called a leveler to level the soil after plowing. So next comes the sowing. So sowing is an important part of crop production. So before sowing, a good quality, clean and healthy seeds of a good variety should be selected. And farmers prefer to use seeds which give high yield. So you should select a seed that will give a high yield or good yield of crops. The first one is the traditional tool. So here the tool used traditionally for sowing seed is shaped like a funnel. Can you see this funnel shape? And the seeds are filled into the funnel. The farmers are pouring the seeds into this funnel. So the farmers are sowing the seeds into the funnel. It can pass down through 2 or 3 pipes. So this is the long pipe. So when the farmer is putting the seeds into the funnel, it can be transferred to the side of the pipes, and the sharp ends of the pipes pierce into the soil. So it can pierce into the soil and place your seeds. This is called what? Sowing. And this is the traditional method. And this is the manual sowing method, where the man is sowing the seed with the help of his hand. And next one, a seed drill. Nowadays the seed drill is used for sowing with the help of tractors. Can you see the blue color tractor here? So this sows the seeds uniformly at equal distance. This is the key point. So it sows the seeds at an equal distance, and it is done by a tractor, and it ensures seeds get covered by soil. So once the sowing is done, the seeds gets covered by soil. So this is the seed drill method. So let me recollect. The first one is the traditional tool of sowing. Next one is the manual sowing, and third one is the seed drill method. This is the most recent method. So next one is the fertilizers and manures. The substance which are added to the soil in the form of nutrients for the healthy growth of the plants are called manures. In the sense, the fertilizers and manures are both used to provide the nutrients to plants, and it improve the soil fertility. And the soil supplies mineral nutrients to crop plants, which is essential for the growth of plants. As I told you before, the continuous cultivation of crops makes the soil very poor in nutrients, though the farmers add the manure to the fields to replenish the soil with the nutrients, which is called manuring. And next one is the fertilizer. So fertilizers provide the major nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. So symbol for nitrogen is N, for phosphorus it is P, and for potassium it is K. So these are all some of the nutrients that plants need. NPK fertilizer. It gives better yield of crops such as wheat, paddy and maize. But one of the disadvantage of fertilizer is it gives water pollution. So its usage should be limited. And we have to substitute the fertilizer by means of some organic manure, so that the pollution will not be coming. So this is how the manure looks. So manure is an organic matter used as an organic fertilizer in agriculture. So can you see this brown color manure? So it is made up of animal feces, urine, bedding, water and wasted feed. So manure is a valuable source of nutrients. It's rich in nutrients and organic matter and unused energy for plants. So mainly this manure is used to improve the crop productivity. So along with giving the good nutrients to the soil, it improves the crop productivity, and it can be applied to a land or used as a nutrient source. So manure is an organic substance. Generally it is an organic substance used to improve the crop productivity, and it is a source of nutrients. And you can see in this picture, and you see the farmers dump the plants and animal waste in a pit. So there is a huge pit is here. The farmers will be dumping all the waste into it, and it should be of a open place, and then all the waste should allow to decompose. all the waste will be degraded by means of some microorganisms. So this decomposed matter is used as a organic manure. So you can see in this picture, here one process happens that is called compost. So by means of this compost, all the animal waste will be converted into an organic manure. Organic manure. Yes. Next one is the advantages of manure. So what are all the advantages of manure? It is the source of nutrients. As I told you before, it is the source of nutrients and maintains the soil structure and increases the water holding capacity in the sandy soil, and it prevents water drainage in the clay soil, and it improves the action of soil or organisms, thus improving the soil quality. When compared to fertilizer, manure has so many advantages, and one more thing is it reduces the pollution. It is environmental friendly. And one of the important thing is fertilizer and manure difference. This is an important 5-mark question also. So what is the fertilizer? It is an inorganic salt, that is NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. And manure is an organic natural substance. It is obtained by the decomposition of cattle dung, human waste and other plant residues. And next, fertilizer is prepared in factories, and manures can be prepared in the fields by the farmers. A fertilizer does not provide any humus to the soil. Manure provides lot of humus to the soil. And fertilizers are rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, that is the NPK. And manure is relatively less rich in plant nutrients. Yes. And one more thing is this manure, organic component of soil formed by the decomposition of the leaves and other plant waste by the soil microorganisms. So that is the called humus. So thanks for watching the video, and part 2 will be coming soon. I hope you all like this video. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.